Hello guys, welcome back to the video. So today is a bit of a different one. I wasn't actually planning on doing this one, but I got recommended on YouTube of one of Farmer's 6710's one, and I did one of these videos a while back. This one's slightly different to that. That was all of my rare stuff. This was going to be a top 5, and then now it's a top 10. Now, as many of you know, 50% of my collection is quite rare. There is one thing that I would like to have added into this that hasn't come yet. So yeah. To start off, we have the Britain's New Holland FR, I believe it's 850 forage harvester with the mace header and the ridiculously wide grass header. So I've shortened it with a hacksaw. Doesn't look the best, but you know, it looks better than being wider than the harvester itself. So these are, I believe, about 2005, I'd say, is when it came out. Early 2000s, I'd say. And obviously they've got harder and harder to get. And obviously, as many of you know, I had originally the 7500, sorry, harvester, which is a Siki John Deere one. And I wanted another one, and I was thinking, well, everyone has the Jaguar. I wanted to be a bit different. Obviously, with the Jaguar, you know, you can get a grass header, but it's like 30 quid. So I thought, maybe not. And I didn't want to spend ridiculous money on Marshmallow's one. I was also debating which forage harvester to get, because I'm not really keen on the Fendt ones. I'm not too keen on the Chrome ones. But obviously, there's a John Deere one. There's Class. There's New Holland. You know, so. And then I looked back. This is like a little story of why I decided to get this. I looked back at the, well, somewhat of real life stylish video I did last year, summer 2024, I think it was. Summer 2024, and it was similar to this. And I thought, you know what, that's what I'll go for. So I literally had decided it this year, and then I think a couple of weeks after, I ended up buying this. So luckily, I chose to get this, and I happened to get one. Obviously, it was quite pricey because it's hard to get. It was in genuinely decent condition. Nothing was broke on it. The beacon did snap off. I don't know if that was during shipping or afterwards. And the stickers were sort of peeling off. But apart from that, it was all in mint condition. So luckily, I managed to get one in decent condition for somewhat of a reasonable price. Yeah, so that's a little backstory of this. I'm very lucky to have this, and yeah, so there's my rubbish attempt at a shortened grass header, but it looks better than it did. Just could look a bit neater, but hey. So moving on to the next one. Now this one's a bit of a different one. I've had this for a couple of years now. I'd say about 3 years. It's a 2002, I believe it came out, from Britain's. It's a bit scratched, as you can see. I have dropped it a couple of times, unfortunately. Also, the steering wheel isn't attached, so it's somewhere in there loose. But yeah, apart from that, it's still in somewhat decent condition. Still got the tow bar and everything. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, it's my favourite Land Rover ever made, and one of the best made for, at the time. And then obviously you've got the other Discoveries, you've got the Defender 90. This one just has a special place in my heart, I guess. Yeah, so it's a Discovery 3. Yeah, so steering wheel, obviously it doesn't matter because the doors don't open, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, apart from that, I don't know what I got it for. It came with a little trailer which I've sold now, but yeah. So, not a bad car. I believe these are really hard to get. This one obviously didn't come in a box. I believe it was I don't know, I haven't seen many over the past couple of years since I bought this up for sale. I may be wrong there, but yeah, so very lucky to have this in somewhat mint condition, I guess. Yeah, so moving on to the next one. Got a Britain's Polaris quad. I'm very lucky to have this. I've been after one for a while, since about lockdown, so when I started getting 132 models. So I've had it, well, I bought it this year, but I've wanted it for the past couple of years. I did end up getting one during lockdown, but it was actually Britain's big farm, so I didn't actually need it. Unfortunately, I kind of got tricked because the picture was taken far away, so it looked small, but it wasn't. But luckily I managed to get this. Yeah, just a nice little quad, which are really hard to find. So yeah, on to the next one. The Keenan feeder. So, literally came in mint condition. It came with this box. The only thing that's been a problem, I guess, is that snapped off at some point, so that's super glued on currently. But the mechanism when you spin the wheels was totally different to what Britons do nowadays, but it's a bit of dust on it, a bit of spray paint on the tyres, but apart from that, it's a decent feeder, because obviously I don't need a double axle one, I only need a small one, and this one's perfect for the farm, and well, also hard to get, so very lucky to have this one. I would possibly consider maybe getting another one in the red rock colours, because someone has done a conversion of that before and just looked quite nice. But yeah, so sorry this is a bit short, just trying to make the video not too long, so we'll move on to the next one. So we've got Britain's Yard Scraper and Buckrake. Now these are hard to find, you can probably get them separately, but to get them as a set like I did, I got them for actually quite a reasonable price, probably the price they were sold for back in the day, I don't know, but I would say it was about £10–15, I'm not too sure, it was quite a while ago, but very lucky to have them. Nothing wrong with them, because obviously they were in their box, and yeah, just a nice little set to have. I know technically this is 2 pieces of kit, but it's a set, so I thought I'd class it as one kind of piece of kit. Then here we have a really rare Siki 75E. It does have a cab, it's just not on it at the minute. I painted the A-frame because it was black, well it was red, but it's been scratched off. I think I got this for 10–15. It didn't have the back axle on it, so he was kind enough to get me to strip down a 6920S, so I put that on in the back. And obviously they're quite different in tyres, just by looking at the tyres. And then the front ones, they do look better with the original, because you got the wheel weights and that's just kind of empty, but you can tell the difference, but still lucky to have one, as they're really hard to find. And you can also get some 430, which are hard to find as well. Yeah, I didn't fancy paying the money for a Viking one. Now we have one of my favourite side trailers ever, and the one that I have as well. It's the Kane Classic. Now I'm lucky enough to have 2 of them. I don't know how much I paid for this one. I think it was about 30–40 quid. Came in this box and everything, I'm pretty sure. The other one I got didn't, which is now a Heron, which I kind of need to redo at some point possibly. Yeah, so not much to say about this, just a very nice trailer. Shame they're hard to get, as if I had the space in the cupboard I'd have a bunch of them. Yeah, just a very nice trailer, and not bad for the size farm we have. Now this one is a bit of a different one to the others. This one isn't actually technically that rare. It's made from a TS, so it is quite rare, but it's a T6080, which is also another one that Britons have done with the front loader. So technically it counts for both, so both of them are rare. I wanted a T6080 and TS was the cheapest one, so I was like, well, let's get sticker for it. So yeah, both the T6080 are rare, and and the TS, so it's kind of a bit of both. Obviously I've added stickers to it, strobes, straight pipe, Living the Dream sticker, and the beacons. Window sticker's been ripped off, that didn't look good. Yeah, so whether it's a TS or a T6080, really hard to get, or for a reasonable price. T6080 I haven't seen 2 in the past 5 years on eBay. Well, roughly about 2. So yeah, I've also added mirrors to it now a bit, but yeah, just very lucky to have it. Yeah, just a nice tractor in general. Then we have the John Deere 3765 trail forager. Another hard thing to get. I did try and get another one, but I couldn't. But yeah, just a very nice little trail forager to have, because it's better than having a harvester, and it's good for the size of farm that we have, because we don't have big fields and we don't need a harvester for it. And it's kind of just keeping it old school, especially with the Kane Classic as well. But yeah, just a nice little trail forager. Shame they don't do anymore. And I think if they were brought back out, they'd probably go discontinued again. But you know, very lucky to have it. I paid a decent price for it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't silly money. But obviously, then you got to consider it is rare, so you can't just get it for cheap. But yeah, literally came in mint condition, nothing broke on it. Yeah. So we'll move on to the last one. Now, this is probably the one I've been the most excited for this year. The Fadistat drill. So, interesting story with this. I've always liked the look of it. I did try and get the one off Model Farmer 6710, didn't come back to me, so I ended up getting a Coon or Cumberland, I think it's Cumberland, which you guys have seen, which is now sold. I basically bought that because I couldn't get this, and as soon as I bought this I'd sell that, which is what's happened. I paid a pretty penny for it, but I mean, yeah, they're really hard to get. I think I've sold or bought something off the guy. He's a decent guy to work with, to do business with, I guess you could say. But yeah, just very lucky to have it. Nothing broke on it. A bit of dust maybe, but I'm not really bothered because not all machinery was clean. But yeah, I'm just very, very lucky to have this. This is going to sound quite sad, but it's my dream drill. I don't know, I've always just liked the look of it. And obviously, both sides come down, if we have the space for that. So, that's what it looks like, unfolded. And it's got all the pipes, obviously, for the seed and all that jazz. But yeah, very lucky to have it, and everything else I have that hasn't been in this video, or has, just very lucky to have it. But yeah, I was very excited when I managed to get my hand on this, as they're not easy to come by, can't lie. Unfortunately, there was a chance to get one back in 2022, 2023 I think it was, and obviously I wasn't fussed on getting an arable kit. I probably also didn't have the money for it, and then missed the opportunity. Well, I think I have, I didn't check, but yeah, but luckily I've got one. And if anyone is watching this, wants one, don't go for something you sell them for like 150, don't go for that. And if you ever get your chance to get one and you don't actually want it, get it, because whether you want it or not, you might like it over time, or you might be able to sell it for quite a bit, because if you get it for cheap, you might be able to sell it for a bit more, because they're hard to get. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this drill, if you get your hands on it. Yeah, so just thought I'd do a video like this, because I haven't done one in a while, and it feels weird not doing videos, because obviously I'm currently doing them on a farm. And obviously there is a couple of videos that have been pre-recorded a couple of months ago that are going to be uploaded in December, so you'll also see this before. You'll see the whole collection and all that. So, just in case anyone's missed it, Christmas Day will be the whole collection. The last day of the year, so the 31st of December, will be all of the conversions this year. Yeah, so I did want to give an update on the model farm, but I didn't have a video, so luckily I have a video now to explain. So, the model farm is pretty much done. Well, I say it's pretty much done. I still need to set the sheds up and what have you, and put the kit back and get ready for the episode and add little bits if I need to. But there won't be a video until after the 9th of January onwards. So I believe the 9th is possibly a Friday. I was supposed to be getting the video out on that Friday. I won't be able to, so instead I'll be doing it on the Sunday of that week, so we don't miss a week, and then it'll start on the Friday from then on. Just as I won't be at this, there's some bits I need to finish off the model farm that I won't be able to get until January, so I didn't want to start the model farm and that without those kits. I believe, actually I'm not going to spoil it, just some bits I need for the model farm. Either kit, either scenery, I'm not going to say, but it's, I'm not going to be able to get it until after, or sort of January time. So there'll be a video on the Sunday, which will probably be about the 12th, and then after that there'll be on a Friday. So, and then sometime in the new year I will make a video or post saying that obviously the model farm's going to be changing rooms, so the videos will have to be stopped, and then I'm going to have to set it up, because I don't want to move the tables with the model farm stuff on it and it gets damaged, so I'm going to have to put it all, take it all down, put it back on, and then, film the videos. So there's going to be a bit of a delay sometime in the new year, but hopefully we'll be able to get 50 episodes out next year. I do apologise for this being a long one and me just yapping towards the end. Yeah. So enjoy this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.